there's a huge difference between young men and young women, starting at age 18. At 18, she has choices. At 18, he has nothing. At 25, she looks for love. At 25, he's chasing goals. At 30, she slows down. At 30, he's just getting started. In short, if I'm correct, if I'm reading this correctly, let me see, hold on here. A woman's life starts at 18. A man's life starts at 30. A woman is born with value. So once you turn 18 and you got this value, hold on for dear life. The problem is, like, we live in an age to where you just give yourself away so quickly, so openly. How much value we have left? And how can you tell your future husband you're going to give him the best years of your life, what technically you did in your prime of your life, to the worst males? It's like you have several slices of the best pie ever, but instead of saving the whole pie for your husband, you give a lot of slices to the worst men. And then you have maybe like a handful of pieces to give to your husband. The greatest gift that a wife could give to her husband is her virginity. Good luck finding a virgin bride. I think the chances are about 5%. It's literally like playing the lotto if you can find a virgin bride, literally. And the sad part is there's some modern women who views men who want virgin brides, they look down. It's like, what, you a pig? What, you a misogynist? That's sad. Long story short, like I said, the woman was born with value. You got to hold on to it. But a man is born with no value. This woman, she has to protect her value, which they don't. I'm sorry, a lot of you women don't. They fall under peer pressure from social media and follow the examples of either their relatives or their promiscuous friends. But a man, he has to work to build his value. But women be in their feelings, but I didn't make the rules. Nature did. In the end, to the women who can preserve their value, to where they can find the man who they're going to marry. And you get with this man. If you could truly, preserve yourself, and I'm not saying be a virgin, I'm being realistic. The chances of finding a virgin bride is 5%. If you keep your body count super, super, super low and all that stuff, like below 5 or lower, and get with men get married, then great. You have a chance of having a good marriage. Now, as for the men, they stay on business and be on business. From age 18 to 30, and 30, they really start kicking the high gear. You either A, have a guy who's like super successful, or a man who's on his steady grind, non-stop, working hard, moving up through the ranks. A man who is in good standing with his family, with the community even. If you ask the person's name, say, hey, I know this guy, he's a good fella, he's a good man and all that stuff. Like in the 1950s. Unfortunately, sadly enough, we live in a time where a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women will fumble a good man, and they're way more likely to fumble a good man in their early to mid-20s, in the pursuit of finding themselves, in the pursuit of living a best life. But at what price? All this having these hot girl summers, now it's going to cost you in the future. Because by the time you get to your late 20s, early 30s, your chances of being able to pop out kids like you can is going to be a lot lower. And don't you think it'd be a little bit easier to, start a family a little bit earlier, so that way, by the time your kids get old enough to go to college, you have that much more time with your husband to enjoy life together? There are women who wait till their 40s. Isn't it kind of backwards? There are women who freeze their eggs and give birth to children in their 40s. In other words, they sound like uber career women. But what do you think, folks? In one hand, a man gotta build his value through hard work and determination, but all a woman gotta do is protect it. And for what I'm looking at right now, a lot of women, and I do mean a lot, is not doing a good job protecting their value, and a lot of good men. I'm not talking about the bad boys, Pookies, Ray Rays, Chads, and other toxic males. I'm talking about average good men. they are building value. Some become very successful, good men. You got women do the opposite. And when these good men walk on by the same women who walk by them in their youth, because let's face facts, a lot of women will ignore 80% of the average man, especially if he's in his 20s. But the moment that the man gets in his 30s and becomes successful and doing good in life, and you wonder why these same men are not looking their way, ladies, remember, you ignore these men first. So guess what? They return the favor. Plus, you've been telling them, don't even bother. So what do you think, folks? What do you think about my mini rant? Let me know in the comments down below. Peace.